like you lost another one.
Man, it feels like it's been longer than what it really has been since we did our last episode. Jeez.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has.
I swear, first, it was someone got sick.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, sick to the point to where I heard him.
Yep.
And then last night, it was me because as soon as I got home from work, I saw my internet was out, and even people in my building were even telling me that. I was like, you have got to be kidding me with this. Anyway, guys, let's go ahead and just jump into it since, it's been a little bit of a long time since we've seen y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wrestling Revival Podcast. I am your host, Cyb3rYeti, and over here to the other side, you've got Mr. DJ Notorious. I don't know what to say about this fool, but anyway. As always, we appreciate you tuning in, and we've already got a couple of we already got somebody in here with us. Bobby, thank you so much for tuning in, man. We hope you had a great Thursday as well. But let's go ahead and pay some bills here really quick. First off, we would like to send a huge thank you to our sponsor. Of course, you see it right up here on the top corner, but you also see it here to ultisubs.com. When you go over there, make sure you use our discount code for 10% off Revival Army. They have the beautiful metal ice shakers. They also have their new ones, which is the big 64 ounce. It's big boy size, since, I'm a big boy, I'm probably going to wind up having to cop me one of those too. And also too, whenever you use that discount code, it helps out the podcast. It helps us improve it. Also, it even helps us to possibly even do some nice things for y'all when it comes to the holidays. So you never know. So if you find yourself over there at Ulti Subs, make sure you use our discount code for 10% off. And, it's going to help us out in the long run. So we appreciate it. Also, if you haven't yet, make sure you pick up some merch. The Living Rent Free in Your Head, of course. My shirt, and apparently I've been living rent free in people's heads for quite a while, and it's become more apparent within the last couple of days, especially with our little hiatus. We made people a little concerned. Aww. They thought, "Oh, are y'all just gone for this episode, or are y'all done?" Aww. We also have hashtag Notorious approved. And as always, we have the official podcast t-shirt, the Wrestling Revival Podcast. The end of this season, which is coming up pretty soon, might not be able to see these shirts again. So we might have some new stuff. We might have some stuff for Black Friday. We might have some stuff just in time for the holidays. Don't know. You may want to keep your eyes out on our social medias and make sure that you're following us and seeing what we have to come out as we get closer to the Christmas holidays. So, all right, man. So we went ahead and touched on all that stuff. We paid a couple bills. So let's jump into it, man. Let's go ahead and talk about our first topic here. Of course, if you've been living under a rock the past 12 hours or 18 hours or how many hours you've been awake, the WWE has officially signed a deal to sponsor the Big 12 Championship coming up on December 2nd, I believe. I think that was the date I saw. And to top it all off, the Big 12 Championship MVP will receive a custom WWE belt. Now, that this has TKO's name all over it when it comes to doing sponsorships and everything else. So this is no surprise at all to me. DJ and I were actually talking about it just before we came on the air this evening. And to me, it doesn't surprise me that they decided to go with one of the bigger conferences in college football. But also too, it was a little surprising for DJ. DJ, why was it so surprising to you that they chose the Big 12 over some other conferences?
Well, I think it's a little bit of a lot of things. A lot of things are in the gumbo, as they say down south. Now, one thing of it is people still do not like Vince McMahon. Even though TKO Group has taken over, everybody thinks of WWE and they think of Vince McMahon. So a lot of those conferences, especially in the what you call the Bible Belt, yeah, they are not feeling what Vince McMahon was doing the past couple of years. So they're not touching him, even though it's the TKO Group now. So forget them. So then there's another part to this. Was the Big 12 the only conference that said yes? So for people that are not sports fans and don't know about college football, there's big conferences, and then you start going down the list of smaller ones. The big one, of course, is the SEC. That is pretty much NFL light at this point. Those are the Bamas, the Georgias, and all that stuff. They said no. Biggest conference in college football? Then you have the ACC, Florida State, back in the limelight. They said no. And then you have the Big Ten. And the Big Ten is the most interesting. Why? Because a certain son of somebody who's a family of the WWE, a McMahon, actually plays for Indiana, who is in what? The Big Ten. And actually, he was on Raw just a couple of weeks ago before they played Penn State and had a custom WWE belt. Now, to me, 1 + 1 = 2 still. So how in the world did they miss that opportunity with the Big Ten?
I mean, there's definitely, a lot of things that could have gone into this decision with them going with the Big 12. I mean, also too, like you were saying just a little while ago about how people automatically, when they think of WWE, they think Vince McMahon. They may have not even approached the Big Ten because of Vince McMahon's grandson being there.
That could also probably be a thing too.
That's because that's exactly what I started thinking as soon as you said, there was a McMahon in the Big Ten. So, they're not going to go to like the Mountain East or anywhere to those super small ones. So they're going to go to the one that, is kind of in the middle right now of between, the bigger conferences and, looking at the big smaller ones, which is the Big 12. The Big 12 is that group. And it probably won't be that group in the next couple of years once Colorado joins back up with the Big 12 too, because, they're bringing big money Deion Sanders with them too. So that's going to be.
This is definitely a money play.
It's a big money play.
TKO just pushing the brand out there, as some will say, pimping the bitch. And the bitch is WWE. They're pimping them out. Well, you're going to see that logo everywhere.
And that's exactly what they want. They want that logo to be seen. They're going to saturate the market so badly. It's going to be exactly like the UFC. As soon as people see those big 3 letters, they're like, oh, I know what that is.
Right.
So that's exactly what's going to happen with the WWE, almost to the point to where it's going to be oversaturated. So, I mean, that's definitely something that will happen here in the next couple of years. We need to see how big of a spectacle how much bigger of a spectacle they're going to make WrestleMania now.
Oh, it's going to be bigger. And honestly, there's going to be a little tidbit here because how they're going to do the Big 12. First of all, people didn't recognize through our video package there, right there in the little bottom words there was a special performance by rapper Nelly. Trust me, TKO has money where we will start seeing the return of musical guests at WrestleMania. Now, just put 2 and 2 together. We're in Philadelphia. Name me the one big artist and song that took over Philadelphia, let's say the past 10 years. There's only 2 artists you can think of. I guarantee you one or the other will be at WrestleMania this year.
So
Guaranteed.
which one do you think it is? Because as you know, apparently since you put up a whole vote on Twitter, or excuse me, Elon Musk X about me not knowing who Doja Cat is.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that in a minute. Matter of fact, we'll just say it right now. Unfortunately, Middle America and the rest of the world did not agree with yours truly. Here on the East Coast where we do everything, they actually said they did not know who Doja Cat was. Now, I'm in shock here. I'm actually flabbergasted by it, because who does not know who she is? She's pretty much giving y'all a whole spoiler alert. She's probably going to be a couple of artists of the years on some big publications this year. Yeah, to people that don't know her, just fall asleep and bump their head. But she is out there. She's a big artist. But yeah, people were agreeing with Cyber a few weeks ago and said that they did not know who Doja Cat was. So, But these two, if you followed any type of sport, especially football, and this is Philadelphia, those are your 2 clues. There's only 2 songs that the football team that represents Philadelphia has come out with in the past 10 years. One of those artists will be at WrestleMania. And
I don't doubt it. They're gonna play. They're gonna play off at where they're at, of course.
Right. But I'm gonna give you a hint. This one of them was at last year's WrestleMania. Maybe you just want to rock. That's all I'm going to give you. But I do like the Big 12. Don't get me wrong. I just think WWE could have did something more. Maybe this is their first goal. They're trying a Big 12, and then maybe how it works and the spectacle that's going to be with it, the custom belt. So maybe next year they work with somebody else. But good move for them.
You never know. They might go to all the big conferences and just say, "Hey, let's do this." They may add on top of the Big 12. Okay, we add the Big 12 this year. Next year, let's add the Pac-10. Okay, we added the Pac-10. Let's add the ACC. Let's add the SEC. Pretty much they could do that.
Well, they might not do the ACC because that's a little bit too close to the competition, if you know what I mean.
Oh, God, of course.
Just might not. Hey, don't get mad at me. They're the ones that took out their championship belt. Remember when the belts actually came out a few months ago on WWE.com shop?
Yeah.
One certain team was immediately taken off.
But from what I heard, a bunch of people ordered that belt. Yes, and they got order cancellation notices.
Yes. Because somebody obviously wasn't thinking before they put it up. So I think that's the reason why the ACC will probably not be a partner with the TKO group. They just won't.
Oh, boo.
There's too many Florida teams down there, and the Florida teams are very strong with who. So,
of course.
So, but yeah, it's a good deal for them. Let's see what happens with it. But I'm just worried about the oversaturation. So
yeah, and it's gonna happen. It's just not a question of if, but of when.
Right.
And I think it'll take a couple years, like it did when the former owners of the UFC, Zuffa, they sold to it was I'm trying to remember, it was ESPN, right?
They made a deal with ESPN.
They made a deal with ESPN, but then this other group bought it, and then they just started completely hoeing them out.
Yeah, it's just like WWE's put on a stroll, and it's going to start December 2nd with that.
Oh yeah. So. All right, now moving on to some more WWE news. I know we're a little bit on the heavy side with WWE this week because of last week, but looking at merch sales for 2023, we actually have a list. And exactly like how DJ said just before we came on the air, how do they have these numbers before Christmas? So here we go. We're looking at the top 10 bestsellers for the WWE. We are looking at Cody Rhodes at number 1, Roman Reigns number 2, LA Knight, Mama Rhea Ripley, The Bloodline, Rey Mysterio, John Cena, Seth Rollins, The Judgment Day, and Kevin Owens. Now, let me just ask, Are you surprised by this list and what the current rankings are?
To be honest with you, yes. And before I say why, once again, WWE, what are y'all doing?
Mm-hmm.
You literally next week have probably your biggest shopping day of the year, especially on your website for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Why didn't you wait until maybe a week before Christmas to put this up? To get those last sales? Who knows? Rey Mysterio could have got some more. Logan Paul, maybe. Kevin Owens. You know, quite a few wrestlers with guys extra bump in sales, but hey, it is what it is. But with this list, I'm not surprised. But maybe some people I thought would be a little bit higher than they were. Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, I thought would be switched. I thought Roman would be
I
the
thought
one
so too.
and Cody would be two. But fans love saying, oh, so they just did that while they was purchasing their shirts.
Hit on it, man. It's keeping him relevant right now.
Yeah, I mean, relevant when you're having Raw matches at a pay-per-view, but that's here nor there. I said it. So what? Damian Priest is not main event material. I'm just saying that right now. I don't care what briefcase he's holding. But LA Knight. Let this be a lesson to WWE in pulling the trigger. This guy is white hot. Okay? White hot.
Yeah.
I have not seen anybody this hot since we had The Rock and Austin going back and forth. He's white hot. I've heard from people going to house shows. They have to go an hour early just to get a shirt because it's going to sell out before the opening bell. That's insane.
Yep.
That's
and
insane.
To the people who were holding him down before Triple H took over creative,
dummy, yeah.
Y'all a bunch of fools for holding him back.
Literally. And Bobby actually says it here. Shouts to him once again. He said, "Oh, wait a day after Christmas." Even then, that would have worked. Because, usually the last week of the year, you get a whole bunch of stuff, people saying their best ofs and all that. You could have been right along with it. So,
also, too, this may not be the case, but also it could possibly be the case as well. They could be going from the start of the holiday season last year to the start of the holiday season this year.
That is true. They could be doing that.
Their 12-month, their fiscal year could be that.
Right. That could be it as well. But besides a few that could have been switched around, I even thought, honestly, I thought Seth freaking Rollins was going to be in the top 3.
I thought so too.
And
but also too, LA Knight picked up steam really quick during the second half of the year. And to the point to where he could have knocked Seth Rollins down a peg, possibly. But still, I would still say I would feel more confident in putting Seth Rollins in the top 3 than LA Knight.
Yeah, because that just lets me know, were people not buying Seth Rollins material? Because, I mean, hey, y'all remember WrestleMania's interest for Seth? Y'all remember how big that was? So, I don't know. Could be one of those things. But Rhea up there, that's a very high number as pretty much the number 1 woman in the company, not just on a show brand, but congrats to her.
Rhea.
I mean, some people go crazy over her, not me. But it's an okay list. A couple people could have been switched around, but it was an okay list.
Yeah, most definitely. Couldn't agree more. I mean, it looks about right, but like I said, a couple people switched around and put in the correct places. But other than that, not surprising. All right, so to our final bit of WWE news here. As we know, at Crown Jewel, Rey Mysterio officially lost the U.S. title to Mr. Logan Paul. And currently, it has been announced that Logan Paul is officially full-time with the WWE. Now, the big question is this a good thing or a bad thing for the company?
I would have to say this is a bad thing. Yes, I know Logan Paul people are going to hate me for this, but guess what? 2 tears in the bucket. You know the rest. Trusting a guy who's pretty much still a social media influencer, it brings up red flags. What if he does something or says something controversial? Are you going to have him on the show? That's going to affect storylines. That could affect ticket sales. Are you going to want to deal with that? Now, it seems like they've pretty much done that by giving him the United States Championship, which he took it off of Rey Mysterio. It was a great match. Rey Mysterio, you owe Logan Paul a lot because he saved your ass in that match. He definitely did. If you know, you know. But
Yeah.
Logan Paul, I'm sorry. I think this is going to be one of those things that's going to fizz out after a couple of months. And, you know, he's a good wrestler in the ring, but I just can't put my full time behind him. I just can't. Not yet, at least.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Okay, so really quick before I get to my 2 cents on this, taking a look over here, Bobby again. What do we think? Who do you guys think sell the most T-shirts on NXT? Okay, so
I'm going to say it for you right now. When he shoots, he don't miss.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
I
miss.
agree. I
Don't
agree.
miss.
Mello don't miss.
That got into one of the most consistent wrestlers on NXT. He had the title run. I think Braun Breaker will probably be in the top 3, but it's easily Carmelo Hayes, without a doubt. He probably has a good, probably maybe 50 to 100,000 sales above anybody else that's number
Yes,
2 or 3. Easily.
I agree. And out of the women, I know I'm going to probably seem a little biased just because I watched this girl come up
Oh,
in
boy.
the
Here we
independent
go.
tier.
Here we go. I'm just going to...
Oh, come
Here
on.
we go.
I'm going to have to say it's Roxana Perez.
What a
What?
surprise.
No. No, because realistically, if you look at the roster currently, a lot of the top females, they're not really there full time. Like, look at it. Who is the one that Valkyrie won the title off of, the women's title? Becky Lynch.
Yep.
And then you look at, they had Indy Hartwell down there. They left the NXT women's division without any prominent women with the last group of call-ups they did about a year ago. And the bad news is they didn't really do a great job at building up somebody. They built up Roxana, and if they would have not let her lose the way she did when she lost the title, I think we would have had a couple more dominant women in the division. But now she's kind of in the mix in the mid card now, upper mid card, and could possibly come back into the women's title picture. But overall, sales wise, I think Roxana Perez is probably one of them. Valkyrie's probably going to be the second because she just won the title, she's getting a lot more eyes on her now. People are starting to notice her more. And then also too, who do we have sitting in the wings that hasn't officially wrestled their first match yet?
That would be my heart. I just love her so much. Jade Cargill. That's right.
Bobby, I actually forgot about that name. I just saw your comment. Tiffany Stratton.
Yes, Tiffany Stratton will probably be in, I'd say, the top 5. Don't know exactly where she will fall in that, but she will be top 5 in there as well because, let's be honest, she has a look to her that a lot of people like.
She's the second coming of Charlotte Flair. That's the way I see it. That's the way I feel like they're building her right now.
Probably, yeah. I could see that. Her look definitely gives more to, say, like Trish Stratus.
So like they're trying to do more of a hybrid version of Trish Stratus and Charlotte Flair.
Because, like, Trish had the look, and we know Flair has the skill. Put them two together, that's Tiffany.
You get Tiffany Stratton.
That's exactly what you get. So, yeah, I can see any one of those names being in there and throwing Cora Jade as well. So,
yeah, most definitely. All right, so Mr. DJ, I'm going to go ahead and let you do this part because, unfortunately, due to the fact that my internet acting a fool, I was not able to watch AEW last night. So I'm going to go ahead and let you go ahead and jump into this segment for us here.
Of course. Well, it was Wednesday night, so you know what time it was. It was time for AEW Dynamite, and it was the go-home show for AEW as they're preparing for full gear out there in sunny Los Angeles, California. But night was pretty good. A lot of stuff moving towards the storyline. We actually had the match starting off with Hook. That's right, Brooklyn's own Hook, going up with Orange Cassidy taking on Wheeler Yuta and Jon Moxley. Now, for that pretty good tag match, it even got started before it got into the ring with Hook and Orange Cassidy bringing the noise to the Blackpool Combat Club. But in the end, Jon Moxley ate a vicious Superman punch, and they got the victory. Wheeler Yuta rolling up Hook to get the 1, 2, 3. First time Wheeler Yuta got a victory in how many weeks? I can't remember how many weeks it's been.
Just to remind everybody. I still see them as this until I see something different.
And maybe we might see something this weekend because, of course, you know, it's Jon Moxley versus Orange Cassidy 2 for, of course, the AEW International Championship.
Let that man go on a damn break?
He's never going on a break. He's just
so he's just going to pull over in the ring because Tony Khan doesn't know when to give someone a break.
Oh, how about he's taking it, but he just won't do it. Because then, look at it. You already have Danielson out for a little bit before they start the, you know, their tournament, which we'll talk about a little bit. But then what's going to happen to Wheeler Yuta? He's the ultimate jobber. What's going to happen to Claudio? That's another jobber as well.
He's going to lose the Hook.
Pretty much. That's exactly what's going to happen. If you guys haven't noticed, Hook has been more on Dynamite towards the end of the year, which lets me know he's pretty much going to be one of the breakout stars for AEW come 2024. He's not going to be holding just that FTW championship much longer. I think other gold will be coming his way real soon. So, we had that match there. One of the big things is trying to find out who in the hell the devil is. Man. So many people's been going around the conspiracy theories and all that stuff, but once again, MJF ended the show basically saying he's going to take out Jay White and get back his Triple B. You then had the Bullet Club Gold come out and attack once again MJF. So leading into the pay-per-view, got to see what's going to happen because they'll finally get their hands on each other for that gold. Of course, we'll have our predictions in a little bit. But one of my favorite parts of Dynamite last night was timeless Tony Storm. And we man, listen, y'all can hate me all you want.
Hey, I'm not hating.
Yeah, but that is honestly probably will go down as one of the top 5 storylines in AEW this year. When I say someone is taking the role and running with it, it is Tony fucking Storm. She is killing this part and actually had it bring in with the debut that we saw of somebody that's now all elite. That would be the glamour of Mariah May. So congratulations to her. She is now all elite as well. Of course, that's where she is right there. And she had a nice little segment with Tony Storm on Dynamite and basically asked for a tune-up match for Tony Storm before her match with Hikaru Shida on Saturday. So you'll be seeing Tony Storm on Collision and or Rampage tomorrow night. So good thing to see that. I see that they're really bringing her in. They're not going to just slow base her. She's probably going to have something to do with that match on Saturday. So just remember where you heard it first. And then, of course, we had what was a real big-ass street fight. Okay? A real big-ass street fight, which was sponsored by, of course, the new Ninja Gaiden game, which you can purchase right now on PlayStation or Microsoft ecosystems. Ibushi. You had Ibushi. You had Kenny Omega. You had Chris Jericho. You had Paul White. All together to take on Don Callis Enterprises or whatever the case may be. It was a real how can I put this nicely? It
was a nice show.
Okay, it was a shit show.
I'm calling it like I see it. It was a shit show.
Powerhouse Hobbs picked up Paul White and power slammed him onto a 4-door sedan. Now we know Paul White can't move around like that, but still to pick up a man that's definitely over 400 pounds, straight deadlift. Yeah, that was a nice move. You didn't see Paul White for the rest of the night. Yeah, it was that bad. He was laying down on the ground. I mean, he had the suit on already, so he was looking casket sharp. But nonetheless,
casket sharp.
If y'all saw the photo, then you know what I'm talking about.
I saw the photos.
He was casket sharp, ready to go. But it was a good match. Kenny Omega did finally get a victory. So, Kenny Omega has been on the losing end of quite a few matches in the past few months. So him getting that victory will only propel them to what he has to do with Saturday, going up against his own elite members and the Young Bucks. So we shall see how that goes. But other than that, a pretty good showing on Dynamite. And we also then had the third and final competitor for that triple threat match, which is happening at Full Gear. Red Velvet versus Sky Blue. And you already know, if it ain't blue, it ain't true. That's exactly who won, Sky Blue. So she's a part of that triple threat on Saturday between Julia Hart, Chris Statlander, and her for the TBS Championship. But overall, a pretty good show. Nice go-home show to get you prepared for Full Gear this Saturday night.
Okay, so looking over here at the comments really quick, Bobby, he's saying it's great to see Kota Ibushi as part of the AEW roster. Now, don't get me wrong, I do partially agree with that, but here is the only issue I have. This match was not the ideal match for him to have his first official night as a signed AEW wrestler. I do not think this was a good match for him. Because let's be honest, like I said just a little while ago, it was a complete and utter shit show. You have Paul White taking bumps when he almost looks like freaking Ric Flair from his last match over there. The only reason he probably had the suit and jacket on is because if he took it off, he probably looked exactly like Ric Flair underneath. You had Chris Jericho. He's starting to look like Ric Flair also. Jesus Christ, dude. And you know what? I'm saying this stuff, and you know what? I know damn well I probably don't look that great with my shirt off too. But you know what? That's why you don't see me walking around without my damn shirt on. So before anybody decides to come at me with that, I'm gonna let you know right now. I'll go after myself along with these other people. The ideal match for him should have been a match with a very high mid card or a low main eventer. That should have been his welcome match as an official member of the AEW roster. So when I say that, throw him in a non-title match with Orange Cassidy, or throw him into a match with Luchasaurus, or else even get him into a mix-up with Christian Cage or somebody that has substance and not something that look like a piece of shit wrapped in crepe paper.
Okay. See, this is the time where, a Yankee and an Astro will disagree with this. I think, honestly, there was a couple of reasons why it looked the way it looked. Because of the game that they were promoting. The Ninja Gaiden game that was promoted for this match is literally a street fight. That's exactly what you get, and that's exactly what happened in this match. Picking up different type of weapons. I mean, we did have Kota Ibushi on a 10-speed bike. Yes, I did say that, on a 10-speed bike. And catching people with a steel pipe. But I think it was supposed to be chaos. I really think it was supposed to be chaos, but I do agree with you. Maybe Kota Ibushi's match shouldn't have been that, but once again, look at the game that was promoted. I don't think we need to be rocket scientists to figure out why one person was put into that match. Just saying. But I think probably after, Full Gear on Saturday, everything's going to reset for Dynamite as they prepare for Worlds End. Kota Ibushi will probably be one of those participants in that tournament. So maybe that's a way to just reset and get him started as well.
Okay. Well, I mean, again, this is a situation where a Yankee and an Astro don't agree, and that's all right. but I'm saying it how I feel like it is. It was shit. It was shit. It was shit. Okay. All right. Great. Wonderful. Fantastic. Okay. So moving on. And of course, just like DJ Notorious said here just a little bit ago when we got to that crepe paper wrapped in shit moment, Mr. Kota Ibushi is officially all elite. And like our buddy here, Bobby, was saying, and also exactly like how DJ said, exactly like how I said, it was a long time coming. He had already been wrestling with the promotion already for a while, kind of as a free agent kind of thing, kind of like a per match kind of deal.
Right.
And he now is officially signed on a dotted line, which means he is no longer associated with New Japan for the moment.
Right.
But I also, since we're kind of talking about Kota Ibushi, I know if you've been kind of paying attention to social media, there's kind of been a trend that started popping up more recently within the last couple of months of Japanese talent starting to make the jump from Japan over to the States, whether it's AEW, whether it's Impact, whether it's WWE. We have seen major stars like the returning Kairi Sane. Now her and Asuka are a part of Damage Control. We also have Kota Ibushi, who just signed. AEW originally started with some prominent talent from Japan. You're looking at Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Hangman Adam Page. Those were big talents that left New Japan and came over. Chris Jericho, same thing. He was one of the big ones to make the jump as well. So now we're starting to see more talent doing that again. Now, let me ask you, DJ, is this a situation of it's just kind of like the time age tradition of kind of people just jumping for the sake of jumping? Or are we looking at a bigger problem here? Are we looking at a potential, exodus from New Japan now that more and more talent is starting to leave?
I think it's simply like this. It's all about the money. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time in the United States in quite some time where more of the money is over here in the States, and not all of it is WWE.
Exactly.
We all know Tony Khan got them pockets. Okay. So you have a choice now. And this is what makes wrestling so good back when it was WCW and WWF and E back then. You have a choice. You cannot just worry about one promotion anymore. You legit have 2 big leaguers and 1 minor league system. That's pretty much what you have in WWE, AEW, and TNA. Can't even say Impact anymore.
Oh, yeah, that's right. TNA. Sorry, my bad. TNA.
So it's really good for them. I think a lot of people are just going to go for the money now. Like, wrestling in particular has now just become a thing where you can watch it anywhere. It's not in years ago where you had to go get the tape and watch like a good 3 months of New Japan to get your take. You can now just go on X and figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
More people now want to see you in the big market. And AEW, albeit a lot of people feel they're still the far number 2, they do have a TV deal. You will be seen every week on their programming. So that's more than what New Japan is offering right now. So, hey, they're going to go for it. But I think this is going to continue, especially if AEW can lock down that media rights deal.
Yes, that is true. And again, that comes down to, can they lock the deal down? Because of from what I understand, when I read more into it, it looks like the big reason is the streaming rights to AEW. That is what's currently going on, and that is currently tied up with HBO Max or Max, because that is where they're streaming their stuff now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that has become a very big problem for WB Discovery, is they want those rights also, but they have this other deal with Max that was signed less than a year ago. And I honestly think it is going to affect their long-term deal with WB Discovery.
Well, see, it's kind of like a double-edged sword, because If a lot of people haven't been wondering about Max, Max has been putting in a lot more sports content lately.
Yeah.
Now with Max, you get Bleacher Report, you get the NBA on TNT. It's not a coincidence that they're adding other sports and AEW is already sitting there. They're trying to make it where it's a stop for not only what Max offers in movies and TV series, but also for sports.
Yes.
Because honestly, there's only one other people that could beat them, and that would be ESPN. So it's a grab. But whoever gives that money first and that big check, and also part of that too, that also takes Ring of Honor on as well. That's who's going to get the rights to AEW. And I have a feeling, honestly, it's probably going to be Max.
You really think so?
I think it's going to be Max. Because that's been the one thing that Tony Khan said. He wants this as a package deal. And if it's not going to be a package deal, AEW has to be the first to go in and sign. But if you already know they're not going to take Ring of Honor, why would you make that deal with Warner Brothers?
Yeah, but then my big question is if he was really trying to get Ring of Honor included in the deal, don't you think he would have been doing more shows focused around Ring of Honor? Like, even if he was just releasing the YouTube or Honor Club, wouldn't he be doing more shows focused around that to give some proof to these two major companies of, hey, I'm putting shows together, I'm putting them out, and they're drawing numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Why hasn't he been doing that then, since he's trying to get both of them picked up together?
I think it's been one of those things where, they don't do as many pay-per-views as AEW does. And AEW doesn't do a pay-per-view every single month like WWE does.
No, it's like every couple months, yeah.
Right. So they're trying to figure out a different way to do it. We already got Full Gear. We already have World's End. There's going to be no Ring of Honor pay-per-view for the rest of the year. They usually have their Death Before Dishonor. That's not happening this year. So I think it's now 2024. They got to figure out more of a quarterly plan of doing these pay-per-views. Maybe doing what WWE has always done. NXT on Saturday, pay-per-view on Sunday. Trying to get Ring of Honor out there. But unfortunately, I think if it's not going to be, Max, it's probably going to just be an Honor Club type of thing. And that's not bad. That's not bad.
I'm telling you this right now, in regards to what's going on with Ring of Honor. If Tony Khan doesn't shit or get off the pot, Ring of Honor, the name is not going to mean anything. All he's going to have is a library and a bunch of new belts that he is not able to use.
What the fuck?
I'm telling you, because people are starting to lose interest because Ring of Honor is not being featured on its own solo by itself. It is always tied to an AEW event. How long has it been since we've seen the women's championship from Ring of Honor, even on TV or even on a pre-show? How long has it been?
It's been a while. It has been a while.
How long has it been since we've seen the 6-man titles, even though,
that was literally last week.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, we haven't seen the tag team because of Adam Cole being injured. And then, of course, we recently just saw the TV title relinquished by Samoa Joe because he said he was going after the AEW World title, which, to be honest, he didn't even need to relinquish the TV title to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it just seems like Tony Khan's all over the place with Ring of Honor. And you're talking to somebody who watched Ring of Honor religiously back when it was owned by the previous owners. You had the Cody Rhodes, the Adam Coles, the Young Bucks, the Hardys down there wanting to, on their expedition for gold going against the Young Bucks in their ladder match. I've watched all these. I've seen this company grow. And then also, too, where are these competitors that were supposed to be Ring of Honor exclusive? Like, where's Jay Lethal been?
He was just on AEW programming a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just feel like Tony Khan doesn't know what to do with them. Doesn't know what to do with it. He needs to. This is my last thing I'm going to say about it. He needs to bring in someone else to run Ring of Honor for him. He needs to bring in a general manager to do it. He can be the front face of it, for crying out loud. If Tony Khan is that egotistical, he can be the front face of it, but let this person run it in the back and actually put storylines together and just tell him, hey, I need you here for this.
Well, we do kind of have somebody in charge of Ring of Honor right now. You remember him. A sort of former manager? Little short guy.
Little short guy. I had, dude, I'm drawing a blank right now. Who are you talking about?
Stokely.
Oh shit.
Yes.
You know what name actually popped in my head before him?
What's that?
Dean Malenko. I don't know why Dean Malenko popped in my head.
I mean, you must have 1,000 holes in your mind. I don't know, but
you know, I'm Chris Jericho there back in the early 90s when he was standing there with that old school printer paper and he was reading off 1,000 holds.
Yeah.
And every other hold was an arm drag.
That's literally what he was doing. But yeah, Stokely is the one that's basically the head man there with Ring of Honor. But guess what? You know, my mom used to say it back in the day. You can't get blood from a turnip. You can't.
That's true.
It's not their time right now. I think 2024, going into 2024, we'll probably find more of something concrete with them, like their pay-per-views, line them up so you already know when they're coming and see it from there. But next year will definitely be the year he has to do something with it, or just count his losses,
or else he needs to sell it.
Nah, I think he's going to keep the library. The library is definitely needed. Definitely needed.
I don't know. With this new ownership with WWE, TKO, they might see some value in paying for that.
No, they're not. They barely don't even want to say any other company but WWE. So it's going to take them a long time just to do that and then go after some library, which is a pretty extensive one too. Ring of Honor does have an extensive library.
Yes, they do.
They definitely do.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on to what's going to be taking place this weekend. This Saturday, we have Full Gear coming up, and to be honest,
yes.
this is going to be a pretty stacked card, and I'm actually kind of excited for it. We're looking at MJF and his mystery partner versus the Guns for the ROH Tag Team Championship. We have Chris Statlander defending the TBS title against Julia Hart, Sky Blue, and Red Velvet. Then we have the tag team titles, LFI, Ricky Stark, and Big Bill versus FTR and House of Black. Oh my gosh, I timed that a little too slow. Let's try this again. All right, and then we also have, which I'm totally shocked by this match being announced, Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho versus the Young Bucks. That really doesn't make sense to me. Then we have the Texas Death Match, Hangman Adam Page versus Swerve Strickland 2. And then we also have a trios match of Adam Copeland versus Darby Allin and Sting versus Christian Cage, Luchasaurus, and Nick Wayne. And then, of course, one of the matches I am looking forward to, and I'm sure DJ Notorious is looking forward to as well, the AEW Women's World Championship match, Toni Storm versus Hikaru Shida. This is going to be a good match. I am actually really excited for that. Then we have the AEW International Championship, Orange Cassidy versus Jon Moxley 2. And then your main event, the AEW World Championship, MJF versus Switchblade. So we've got a pretty stacked card.
It's a stacked card. A lot of people want to say this about AEW. Dynamite maybe once out of a month might be a hit or miss, maybe something like that. But you cannot deny that their pay-per-views are always a stacked card. Always.
I will admit this one is probably this probably has the most matches I want to see on an AEW card than I have seen since the Wembley pay-per-view.
Wow. Okay, and that's literally their last pay-per-view. So
yeah, that was their last pay-per-view. So
yeah, it does fit. Like you said, I'll just start with the women's championship. And for all you Hikaru Shida fans out there, you might want to cover your ears. But that heifer gonna lose that belt. Just letting you know that right now.
It just seems like as soon as she won the title the first time, that was the most legitimate title reign she has had. These other ones, she has been a transitional champion.
Yes, because the thing about it is, they've done this. This is what you call perfect booking and storytelling. Toni Storm lost the belt. She then went into this whole depression, which is now turned into the timeless thing that she's doing, which chef's kiss. Great. It's been building for a while. Now you have it to where she's making her Hollywood homecoming, being, of course, that's being at the Forum. There's no way on God's green earth you set it up that way and she does not come out of LA winning that title. You just don't.
And you know who I would love to see her fight first? She wins.
Who's that?
Britt Baker.
Ooh.
That makes the most sense. She wins the title off of one of the first AEW women's champions. You have got to go against the AEW women's champion in Britt Baker.
Now, I mean, Britt Baker, that would be good. I would definitely like to see that. She's doing a lot of other things right now. She was at a football game last week doing other things. I might have saw her at Comic-Con, But
this asshole.
That would be a good matchup. They'll probably have to build up to that, probably. Yeah. Maybe World's End, maybe, or not, then definitely by Revolution, because there's a good 3-month gap in between there. But I would definitely like to see that. But honestly, that's almost my guarantee of that night of the predictions.
So okay. So I'm going to give you two matches off of this card. Only one you could say could be an absolute guarantee.
Okay.
Toni Storm title match or Hangman Adam Page Swerve Strickland.
I'll go with the guarantee being Toni Storm.
Okay.
That's more of the guarantee.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure, because I was about to say, if you go with Hangman, I was about to reach through this monitor and freaking slap the shit out of you.
No. You gotta do it, but you gotta catch me first. I'll be moving.
Hey.
Gotta be quicker than that.
Hey.
You almost had it.
Hey, you ain't. Oh, so now, you know what? I'm gonna keep it to myself. I don't want to go that route. I don't want to go that route.
Come on, push the button. Come on, Cletus, push the button. Come on, push the button.
Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn
button. Don't go down that road.
I don't want to push the button right now.
No, don't do that,
because I'm afraid we get canceled before our second season.
Oh man! But speaking of that, part 2 between Hangman and Swerve, that's going to be at the pay-per-view. Listen, from Dynamite, this got personal. They had their segment in the ring, and a lot of words were said, a lot of shit talking. But the thing that made it good about this was that neither one combatant could touch each other, or the match was going to be called off. So, Hangman did the smart thing. He was like, so I can't hit you, but that doesn't mean I can't hit Prince Nana. And he beat the shit out of Prince Nana. Nana is not going to be doing his dance for a while. He got his ass whooped. And Swerve couldn't do anything. He just had to stand there.
Exactly.
Couldn't do anything about it.
And we have Bobby here. I see Toni Storm winning the AEW Women's Championship. Yeah, I think majority of us are in agreement with that. I think we're at an 80-20 situation here with Toni Storm winning the title Saturday. So I would definitely agree on that.
100%.
All right.
If she doesn't win, we riot.
Oh yeah, pretty much. That's exactly where I'm at. Okay, so looking at the card for me, the 2 matches that I'm actually looking forward to. One is the God dang it, I can't see it from that banner. Okay, the match for the TBS title is one of them, because we're ultimately going to see what's going to happen with Sky Blue. We're going to finally see that final transformation with that.
Yeah,
we're going to see her pretty much become a henchman for Julia Hart, and potentially, you know, be with the House of Black. So I mean, that's definitely going to be definitely one of them. And then the other, I was using that for a reason, fool. And then the other one is going to have to be the trios match with Christian Cage and Luchasaurus versus Adam Copeland. I'm still having to catch myself from not saying Edge. I have to catch myself. I'm like, shit, I don't want to say Edge. This is going to turn into the point to where it's going to be a one-on-one Adam Copeland versus Christian Cage. That's what's going to come out of this trios match from Full Gear.
No, it definitely is. And then that means you're going to probably get that at World's End, or you're going to make it at Revolution. Now, if you make it at World's End, that sells itself. That's a New York market. They're used to both wrestlers. That could be a co-main event written in stone easily. Yeah. And the timing actually works. So I would think Edge versus Christian. Well, see, Adam Copeland versus Christian. That will definitely happen. I will probably go with World's End.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we got Bobby here again. It says, I'm looking forward to watching Jay White wrestle for the AEW World Championship. To be honest, I'm glad that he's finally going to get that, because when he very first came to AEW, it actually worried me with the direction they were going. I mean, it really didn't have a direction. It was more of he was fighting random people. He was doing random promos. He was doing all this stuff, seeing all these things he wanted to do. We're finally seeing a clear path for him now. We're actually seeing he built himself up to an AEW World Championship match. And the story going with it was actually pretty good too. So I'm glad they finally gave him that clear path. But now the question is, are they really going to take the title off of MJF now?
Absolutely not. You don't do it now. You don't.
Make him the official full-blown people's scumbag. Let him lose it at World's End in New York.
Oh, you really want to riot?
I want to riot.
Really want to riot.
I want to riot.
Listen, I'm telling y'all right now, if that happens in New York, the UBS Arena out there in Long Island, there will be a riot, and I'll probably start it, but I got to make sure my belt is secured first. But that is going to be just big. Like MJF not only losing the belt, but losing it in New York, his backyard. He'll pretty much be an hour away from his home in Plainview. Yeah, that'll probably be the best time to do it, but not Saturday night. Not with.
So then, did we agree on who we think is going to be the one to take it off of him?
I don't think so. I know a lot of people probably think Samoa Joe, because I think Samoa Joe is going to be some type of involvement in this show. He's probably going to end up being his tag team partner for that, matchup early before the pay-per-view gets started. But
don't know why they have him pulling double duty. That makes no damn sense.
He's going to keep it. I think Samoa Joe's going to be involved, or we're going to finally see who the devil is.
Or the devil could last through to World's End and cost MJF the title.
It's another thing too. I have my, suspects on who it could be.
Okay. So we have we both kind of have our suspects. We're going to name our top two.
Okay.
Our top two suspects. Who do we think is behind the mask? This is almost as intense as, if you're into pop culture, you may know this. Who shot Mr. Burns?
Wow. See, he went with Mr. Burns, but he didn't know who Doja Cat was. Whatever. This is like the equivalent of who
I grew up with the damn Simpsons.
On Dallas. Okay. This is what this goes to. Bump Mr. Burns. Who shot JR on Dallas? That's how big.
I know that too.
Okay, that's the big one here. But before we get to that real quickly, if you're looking for the rest of our AEW Full Gear predictions, Saturday afternoon, 1 p.m. Eastern, on our social media, IG, of course, being first, you will see our predictions, who we are going for during the pay-per-view, who's going to win. Last time it was me getting a victory. We tied the last pay-per-view.
I was about to say.
But let's see if, Cyber can actually get a victory, because he's taken a whole lot of L's the past month. It's sad for him. But yes, you can definitely check us out on social media. That would be the Wrestling Revival Podcast on X. I'm sorry, on IG, and on X is TWRP_official. Starting Saturday, 1 p.m., you'll start seeing our predictions, and you can know who we're going with next. But now to the suspects. Okay. One, I'm going to throw completely out there. Completely. It's going to shock you. Okay. It is a former WWE talent.
I think I'm on the same wavelength with you on this. Go ahead.
This talent definitely got the short end of the stick.
God damn it, you're in my head.
But maybe he gets retribution with AEW. If you can't catch on to the hints, I don't need to say nothing else. Exactly. You know who we're talking about. Sorry, but who are we talking about?
We are talking about no other than Mustafa Ali.
Why do I say Mustafa Ali? Well, remember Retribution? Remember that whole storyline? This is tailor-made for Mustafa Ali. Now, some people are saying, oh, Mustafa Ali will not be, a great move for it. It'll be a disappointment. I don't think so. I think finally Mustafa Ali will get the recognition that he deserves. I would like it to be him.
Yes.
But my second one, and I really got to say three, but I'll say this second one. Another former WWE talent. He is known for putting on great matches in his WWE run. He is a former world champion. He is famous for winning this belt the night after WrestleMania. I can't make it any clearer for you guys. It is Dolph Ziggler.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect way to bring him in. Now, I know some people are going to say, oh, their contract, their 90-day clause and all that stuff. It's about to be over.
Yeah. And get this. Do you notice how silent he has been on social media since the rumors started going around about him going to AEW?
And remember what I've always told y'all. I've said it on social media so many times, and I've said it here on the show. When you start hearing people talking about making a return, but then you hear silence afterwards for quite some time, those are the ones you got to start paying attention to. And both Mustafa Ali and Dolph Ziggler have been eerily quiet on social media, where both of them pretty much use social media a lot more than other wrestlers. So just keep that in mind. When you stop hearing a talk about a certain wrestler, that means they're coming.
Yes.
So I wouldn't mind either one. Yes, we know the ones in AEW who it could be. We know it's not Britt Baker. She was recently on a radio show out in the Midwest. She said it wasn't her. She clearly said it was not her. So let's kill those rumors. But I wouldn't mind those two right there, Mustafa Ali or Dolph Ziggler. But who are your two?
Well, you nailed my number one and my number three. Okay. Number one, of course, was Dolph Ziggler. Number three was Mustafa Ali.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, but before this person decided to start posting on social media making fun of it, I really thought this person was the person behind the mask.
Okay.
I thought it was going to be CM Punk. Here's my reason why. Because we know the whole thing with the Young Bucks went on the official site for a couple days. Their EVP tag was taken off of their stuff. And I know it was back up there. I know it was just technical error crap, whatever. I knew eventually that if it was something like that, it was going to come out. But before it did, I really thought in my mind it was CM Punk, because the main two people that were going to have a problem with it would have been the Young Bucks because of what was been going on with them. So, I mean, that was my number 2 originally. He's not on my list anymore, but that was my number 2 if you would have asked me like a week and a half ago.
And you know what? That's exactly what I think of that.
I'm so sick of these people. You know, oh!
What's up?
Get your man.
All right. What's up?
Get your man.
All right.
So why in the blue hell, because you know if it ain't blue, it ain't true. You know how I feel about that. Why in the blue hell would you think it will be Mr. Phil Brooks coming back after the whirlwind termination on a certain Saturday a few months back? I would like to hear this, sir.
Tony Khan's obsession with nose candy. I saw that. I twitched when I said that. That was hilarious.
What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Like, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm great.
Are you okay? Blink twice if you're in danger. Okay, you seem to be all right. But what? No,
I am fine.
Give me a full screen here because I'm tired.
I am fine.
I am so tired of you people and this nonsense that
I'm sorry, you people?
Brooks. Yes, you people.
Go fuck yourself.
Fuck you.
You know what? One episode, I'm gonna show up dressed like Christian with the turtleneck and everything, and I'm gonna tell you the exact same damn thing.
Okay.
Go fuck yourself.
Okay, good. I hope you do that. Make sure you wear a blue color too. But anyway, exactly. Stop. just stop. But no, seriously, guys. Phil Brooks is done with All Elite Wrestling. It's over. Stop trying to make fetch happen. If you know the movie, you know the movie. Stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not happening. He's gone. He has more of a chance going to Stanford than coming back down to Daly's place, okay? Let's cut that out right now. He's not coming back.
That's not going to happen either. He's not going to show back up in Stanford.
I'll tell you this. There's more of a chance showing up in Stanford than coming back to Daly's place, albeit like 5%. Albeit 5%.
Yeah, I was about to say it's less than 5%, dude. I don't see no way him being back. I think he's in the same category as Ryback right now.
Oh my Lord.
All I'm waiting.
And I've been waiting.
I'm waiting for him to turn around and try to do a live TikTok stream with a farting Elmo.
What the fuck?
Oh, you didn't see that Ryback did that? What was it, yesterday or the day before?
Stay still, motherfucker.
I'm telling you, CM Punk is finding himself in the same company.
Jesus. But no, okay, so you had I said your 1, which was Dolph. I said your 3, which was Ali, Mustafa, and your number 2 was Philip fucking Brooks. Okay, I'll give you one more. Who else did you have on your list? Because only right, I give you one more since I said pretty much 2 of your 3.
Well, when he very first started showing up, the devil figure, it was really dark and all you saw was really the face. You couldn't really tell the features of the person.
Mm-hmm.
So part of me was thinking possibly Samoa Joe, but that was back when you could only just see the face. You couldn't see like the physical body shape of the person.
Right.
Because in that dark picture, that dark video that they did, all you saw was just the floating face. That was it. So I thought it was Samoa Joe.
You know what? They could actually still probably as like a secondary thing, or maybe not their first or third choice, could be Samoa Joe. But you know, they can't really show it as Samoa Joe because the facial features. Samoa Joe has a face like you and I.
Yeah.
With the beard. So you could automatically tell because the beard will be sticking out, word to Freeway. But it'll easily give it away. If you know, you know. If you follow hip hop, you know what I just said there. But it would be nice if it's Samoa Joe. It would fit.
I was so freaking just getting off topic.
Mm-hmm.
I was during the whole pandemic crap. I was so freaking cautious about my beard because it was longer than this. I was wearing shit like this. It didn't go around my face. It went down my beard.
Man, what in the refrigerator cover are you wearing on your damn face?
It had a filter on it and everything, but it kept my beard from all curling up and looking all messed up.
Damn.
Dude, I freaking hated that shit, dude.
No, I did too. I mean, I had a black and gold one. I mean, gold with spikes coming out of it. That's how my mask was. But
oh, look at you, shit.
I was fancy. I might show y'all next week what it was. Might show you.
but yeah, dude, it's gonna be interesting to see how they get to the end of the story of this devil figure, because everybody thought it was Adam Cole, but no, apparently Adam Cole had to undergo surgery. He had to do all this, so he's not there. He is gone.
Right.
Britt Baker, it's her significant other, so she's kind of gone too. She's going to a couple things, but outside of that, she's at home for the most part, because she's even been posting pictures of her working in her dental office during, a regular work day. So, I mean, she's by her. It's not her. She's by Adam Cole's side right now. Right. So, that just leaves, a couple people. And to be honest, I think it's a debuting former WWE employee. I think it's either going to be Mustafa Ali or it's going to be Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, I really will say those two. I would pretty much be shocked with anybody else. I know some people have said, what about Jack Perry? He's been gone for quite some time on his little mini vacation. It does
When
add
did he
up.
leave?
He left after All In. So it does.
I think it would be too soon for him to come back.
No, he was only supposed to be gone for a couple of weeks. So it's been a couple of months now. So it would be time for him. But I think when they do reveal it, it either has to be Saturday night at Full Gear or it has to be at World's End. It has to be one of those two. And if it's not going to be then definitely World's End. And who knows? I think we'll be shocked with whoever it actually is. But I want to pose this question to our listeners here and let them know that we want to know who you think is the devil.
Yes.
It could be a whole lot of people, so there is really no wrong answers, except if you pick Phil Brooks. Definitely hit us up on our social media. Of course, if it's X, Elon Musk still owns it, so it's TWRP_official. And then IG, it is the Wrestling Revival Podcast. Let us know who is the devil. You can send us a DM, please. None of those crazy pics. I'm not trying to see that, because I'll just block you and probably curse you out at the same time. But please, just keep it PG on the topic.
What kind of messages have you been opening?
Listen, when you DJ here, I've had quite a few this week that's been ridiculous. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But yes, hit us up on our social media. Let us know who you think the devil is.
Yes, sir. All right. So I think we have reached the end of our episode. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We greatly appreciate it as always. Just a heads up, we will be actually taking a break this coming up week.
Excuse me, sir. You're actually jumping over me with that, because I had a special announcement.
Oh, damn! You know what? Honestly, my mistake. It 100% actually slipped my damn mind. That is my fault, sir. I do apologize. Where?
I just
oh, there it is.
Just so bad. I personally, DJ Notorious, have an announcement for everyone. And it's very important announcements, meaning more than one. Of course, next week is Thanksgiving week. So we're going to be giving thanks to being able to do a show for you every single week here on the Wrestling Revival Podcast. Yes. So we are going to be off. We want you to enjoy the whole holidays with your family and friends, whether it's, at home, watching the football games, shopping, whatever it is. We want you to enjoy it with your family. So don't worry about the podcast next week. We will be back the following Wednesday, of course, right after Dynamite. And then the second announcement. And see, I said second for a reason, because there will be a season 2 of the Wrestling Revival podcast. That will be coming up in January. So a couple more episodes left of season 1. We'll take a nice little Christmas vacation and New Year's and all that good stuff. And we will be back for season 2. So to the people that thought that we actually died or we just canceled ourselves, no, we're still here. And we'll be back for season 2 in January. So next week, Thanksgiving, give thanks to your family and friends. And then we'll be back for a few more episodes to end the season.
And also just to add on to the rumors of, oh, are y'all done? Are y'all this and that? I'm sorry, but a low quality show is not going to put us out for forever. They never will. Not with the likes of Tubby and fake jewelry and pyramid schemes that sound like schools and all this other crap.
Damn.
The would-be general needs to learn. Don't send your henchmen after 2 hitmen.
Well,
because if you do, all that's going to happen is you are going to retreat back into your little hidey hole, and you are not going to come back out because you are afraid you're going to say something that is going to piss someone off.
Heidi, you know when you said that, you know what song I thought about? Heidi, 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 hey. Don't know why it came into my head there. Don't know why. It's just there. Yes,
Bobby,
Happy
thank you so
Thanksgiving to
much,
you too.
man. We appreciate you hanging out as always, man.
Yeah.
You are one of the originals, so we appreciate you. But like I was saying, don't believe what people are saying. Don't believe it. Because here's the thing. People are always watching.
Yes.
And it's not us watching them. It's them watching us.
Yeah. But you know what? That's what happens when you lose a buzz.
I know this fool just did not do that.
Yes, I did. And I ain't talking about Charlotte.
Well, you know, there ain't gonna be no commission for him to go report to either. Got some stuff coming up with that too.
Yeah. Beautiful.
It's gonna be a beautiful thing. But as always, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We do appreciate it. We hope you have a great Thanksgiving. Make sure you check out our official sponsor, Ulti Subs. Make sure you hit them up. Use our code for 10% off your order. Cop yourself some merchandise. Cop yourself some good energy drink. I can tell you this much. It is way better than what I ever thought it could be. It's better. To me, it's better than some of the other ones. It's definitely better than some WW, whatever the hell you want to call it. And also, too, guys, make sure this might be your last chance these next couple weeks. Make sure you pick up some of this merch, living rent free in your head. I know I'm always doing that to other people, and to the point to where they ask us if we canceled ourselves or if we've been canceled, Mr. And then we also have hashtag Notorious.
Okay, we're gonna scratch him right there. Let's go with hashtag Notorious Approved. You know that stamp is on something, you know it's real. Hashtag Notorious Approved. And then of course the original Wrestling Revival t-shirt. Not only can you get it in t-shirt, you also can get it in a hoodie as well. It is hoodie season out here, so you can be covered and be rocking the Wrestling Revival merchandise as well. Notorious. Jesus, man. Cheesing, bro.
I know. Good. So you know what? I got a great idea. And this is such a great idea. I'm going to go ahead and announce it now so people will tune in for our last episode just before Christmas. I'm going to officially say this because I'm actually going to do this out of my pocket. We're going to hold a raffle on the last episode and you have to be in the show to be in this raffle. I am going to raffle off 2 merchandise products, either shirt or hoodie of their choice, and then I am going to personally send it to them, and they should get it in time for the holidays.
That's big. That's pretty big. I mean, after the month you had doing this.
You know, I'm trying to put myself into a good mood to do this. And then you're over here talking your shit. I'm trying to move past the shit.
The look you just had was the
that look of I know I'm gonna die, but I'm still going anyway.
Pretty much. But I mean, that's nice. That's nice. You know, we're gonna do that for, you know, the fans out there watching the podcast, watching with us all this opening season. But you know, I always got something up my sleeve. But I'll announce that when we come back from our Thanksgiving break. I'm not gonna say it right now.
Okay.
That there's something out there. And
well, you know what? We'll sprinkle a little bit among the next couple episodes before we get to the season finale. You know, this was tonight. Sprinkle a little bit more than when we come back, and then the episode before that, and then everybody will know.
Well, you know, I'll just give you this hint. Some things are forever. Yeah, got you thinking. Okay. Got you thinking. Got you thinking. So you'll
all
see.
right. All right. Well, we'll see. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We do appreciate it. We will see y'all after the Thanksgiving week, and we're rolling right to the end of the year.
Oh, and I just wanted to know what do you giving thanks for this Thanksgiving, sir? What do you give thanks to?
What do I give thanks to? Thank God the baseball season's over. Jesus Christ. That's what I'm saying.
Oh man.
And I'm giving thanks to the Houston Texans because they're actually playing like a actual NFL football team. Like legitimately playing like a good football team. Like CJ Stroud is actually doing shit that he should be doing. Well, so I am thankful for that. What about you, sir? What you thankful for?
I am thankful to Mr. Garcia. I am thankful to him. No, not Daniel, the other Garcia, because he and the rest of his squad basically are bringing me the AEW TNT Championship. So I am
night,
thankful
everybody.
for them. Thank you very much.
Good night. Good God Almighty. I'm